My name is Todd Fitzwater, born and raised here in Northeast Ohio. Married with 3 amazing kids. Got a great family, great area to live in, community-based. I've been in the United States Army, a career soldier for 24 years now, and I'm on that final leg right now and in that transition process from the Army to civilian life. So I'm really looking forward to the next opportunity that comes my way. My life is about community, about being engaged with other people. You know, the burden of leadership a lot of times is you don't get to pick your team. So you have to bring the team together, and it starts with the attitude. And how does that work? How do you interact every day? Well, every morning I have an option of going one of 2 places, and that is positive mental attitude or negative attitude. If I choose that negative side, I'm gonna go off into places that you don't want to go to because you'll end up losing the day. And I don't want to do that. So there are times, like I said, leadership challenges that you face with in the United States Army that you have to deal with, that you have to contemplate, that you have to work through. And a lot of times that's difficult not to bring that home. What you do is you have to try to maintain that positive mental attitude, slow it down so that you could see it coming at you, take in what's given to you, and then formulate a plan from there. But it all starts with the attitude. I get to choose which path I want to go down every single day. Attitude to me is the foundation of our being, who we are. It's a cornerstone. It's what sets us up for success in life every single day. It's how I wake up in the morning, how I carry myself throughout the course of the day, how I interact with people, and I receive feedback from them as well. Attitude is who we are. It's the foundation. Just most recently here, 3 years ago, I was diagnosed with diabetes, type 2 with late onset type 1 diabetes. And that's a big change. You know, 40 some years old and going to a whole different way of life is very difficult. And with that comes the challenges of diabetes itself, the insulin shots, the medications you have to take, the weight gain, the weight loss, the fatigue that you have. And that plays into the attitude, and that's something that I had to relearn after 40 years of life, how I'm gonna go ahead and set myself up for a positive mental attitude every single day. It was a game changer for me. But you couple that with some of the difficulties that you have in your job or just in your daily life, just life experiences that you have. It comes to a point where you have to make a decision, which way do I want to go? Do I want to be resilient and have those resilient characteristics that are attached to attitude, or do I want to go down a different path? Why don't I let my circumstances define my attitude? Because I can't do that. Because it's not just about me anymore. People are relying on you. You set the tone for those individuals every single day, whether you know it or not, the way in which you carry yourself. You know, a lot of times attitude is based upon your positioning, your body position, your body language, right? So I can't go home every day if I've had a bad day and be, oh, woe is me, and play the Eeyore out of Winnie the Pooh. I can't do that. I have to be positive. I have to show my kids, because if they're having a bad day, I don't want it to compound, right? I want to come in and have that presence, that leadership presence, that dad is home, or the boss is here, or hey, Mr. Fitzwater showed up. I wasn't expecting that, or something along those lines that create that presence, that bring people together, and they know that now they could take a breath themselves because that guy's here. And that's a good position to be in. One thing that I learned out of the United States Army, and that is in Master Resiliency training, is hunt the good stuff. What does hunt the good stuff mean? Well, hunt the good stuff is me writing down 3 positive events that took place throughout the course of the day for me. It could be something as simple as my son made a double play, and then I would write that down in a journal. But it's not just the double play that he made, it's how he got to be able to execute that double play that set him up for success. That's the type of in-depth, when we hunt the good stuff, that I want to capture of those 3 positive things that happen each day. I'll give you an example of something that happened just this past weekend. We're a new travel team, 12U, never traveled before. We're out at a tournament, and we played a really good team that had been together for many years. And these guys were really good baseball players. Our pitcher gets up there, pitches a perfect pitch. This kid hits a dinger, just crushes the ball. Our kids are sitting there looking at it like, oh my gosh, what are we gonna do now? It's a home run. But their attitudes, you could just say they got deflated very quickly. And as an adult, it's a teaching moment. And that is, That home run, as awesome as it was, and it was really cool to watch this young man hit that ball, it's one run. It's one run. The score of the game at the time was 1-0. We had all the ability in the world to come back, but we can't come back if we didn't change our attitude, and that's what we talked about on the bench. There's always another play when we get back out there on defense. And that's why I love baseball, because there's all these teaching moments. In life, what I want to do is I want the ball. I want to be the pitcher in that tough spot. Do you want the ball? The answer should be yes. You want the ball. You want to be on that mound. You want that pressure on you. How do you take that? Because at the end of the day, what I'm trying to do if I'm hitting is I'm trying to get from base to base to base to get myself home every single day. So when we talked earlier about structure, about having roles in your daily activity and all that, I know that I got to accomplish things. Throughout the course of the day, I got to get to first, I got to get to second, I got to get third, so I could get home every day with the family my wife and I built. And that's pretty cool, and that's why I love baseball. As I said before, we have the opportunity to choose which path we want to go down, much like this. I could go up this path here on the left, or I could go on the right. On the right's probably going to take me in a dark place. The left is going to take me to higher positive, more positivity in my daily scope. So some of the things that I do is I set myself up with some good music in the morning, might listen to a podcast on the way to work, something motivational. I try to put myself in the shoes of the conversations that I'm going to have throughout the course of the day, so that I'm prepared when I go to work. I'm prepared when I go into a community meeting. I'm prepared when I get home, because I know the way in which that's going to go at home, the flow at home. I know my 12-year-old's going to ask me 1,000 questions, but that makes me happy. That gets me into that where I'm teaching, I'm instilling values in my kids, and that's pretty cool. So that helps me to maintain a positive mental attitude, along with hunting the good stuff every single day. The individual that's had the biggest impact on my positive attitude has been my father. I got to see early on the way in which he was motivated, the way he was a self-starter. If there was a task to be completed, he went ahead and did it. But he understood what was going on around him, so that it didn't occupy all of his time. So I got to see what that looked like. Him being the president and CEO of a corporation, I got to see a lot of smart people around him on a regular basis, and how he interacted and his attitude towards them, the way in which he was engaged in the conversation. So I was very fortunate, again, at an early age to learn that and see what that was all about. What's interesting, though, in our relationship is that I got to see what leadership was firsthand from my father, but we never talked about it. So with my kids now, they get to see leadership in action from their grandfather and from me and my wife, but we talk about what that looks like on a daily basis now, and that helps create a positive mental attitude on a daily basis. Some advice that I would give for someone going through a difficult time would be consistency. What we call in the Army a combat rhythm. And what do I mean by that? You have to feel as though you're accomplishing something every single day, right? And if you're not, frustration sets in, because you're going from one thing to the other, from here to there to over there. You need consistency in your life. You need a battle rhythm. So there's certain non-negotiables that you must have every single day. That is getting up, brushing your teeth, taking a shower, getting yourself set up for the day by creating a positive mental attitude. And if I know I have that structure throughout the course of the day, throughout the week, I'm going to set myself up for success, because I know that I have something to accomplish. I could come home at the end of the day and know that I have accomplished something every single day. And that's important. People need to feel as though they're accomplishing something. And when you don't do that, frustration sets in, and that compounds the bad attitude. But if you feel as though you accomplished something throughout the course of the day, you know you're moving in a positive direction, which affects your positive mental attitude. Through your attitude, I can see who you are. Like we talk about respect my intensity, right? Well, what does that mean? You don't have to like me, you don't have to like what I do, but you know that I'm an intense person because I'm working towards these goals in my life, and you have to respect that. So respect my intensity, that's my attitude. It's who I am, it's what I wear every single day when I'm in the public and when I'm at home. I have to be positive to set those that I care around me up for success. And those that I care are my family, my community, my peers in the United States Army. Those are the people that I want to carry on for and be positive about. So it's about the way I walk, the way I talk, the way I raise my shoulders up. That's what positive mental attitude is.
Hey thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to hit that like button below. It means a lot to us. And be sure to subscribe to get notified when the next video is dropped.